Good morning. It's Fish, the Beach Bum Investor, here with your cryptocurrency discussion and report. It's the 20th of November 2017 and just gone 11:15 here in Australia. 11 a.m., 11:15 a.m. that is.
Fish, the Beach Bum Investor.
And now I've got
your
feedback coming through.
Discussion and report.
Typical rookie status. All right, I'm in the chat already because I'm super prepared. Yeah, it's been interesting. Hey, Jace, what's going on? Surf's big. Points are going to be probably pumping right now. I checked it this morning. So you're not first. Jace is clearly first. How are you? Hey, good, exciting that we're going to be having a couple of, we're going to be having, well, at least one core member of an ICO that's actually being launched at the moment. We're going to have them on the show soon. Just getting sorted with the finer details. Hey, GB Capital, how are you, man? So yeah, that's going to be a really good show. I'm looking forward to that. I sort of threw it out there and said, I'll get you some questions ready, but Gia said, no, don't get questions ready. Put them on the spot. Let's see what they can do. So we're going to do that. But if you want to have some questions for the developers or for the core team of that project, I'm not going to mention the name. I'm just glad all of us are in. Glad all of us are in. See what I did there? Yeah, so I'll be making that investment this afternoon. I've spoken to the team there. I'm excited about that investment. It should be good. We've done well. We've, as a group, got into a situation where we get a healthy bonus due to our volume. So I'm looking forward to that one, guys. I think it's a good project. Team seemed really positive. I got great customer service. You guys know I'm huge on that. So as soon as I got over there, I was treated quite well. And I'm happy with that. For those of you who haven't got in and still want to get in, there is still the opportunity until Wilkie gets here after work. Wilkie's going to chuck his investment in and that caps it out for us. But I've spoken to the team and they said, look, if it's a little more, that's fine than what I'd registered for. So if you are looking to get into that ICO, you still have roughly 5 or 6 hours until Wilkie gets over here and we pull the trigger on that one. So yeah, looking forward to that. We'll obviously make the name of that public and have those core members on the show, which should be great for us, you know. The noobs getting to ask the questions. So it's cool. I like that. Let's get on to the wider crypto economy. Have a look what's happening overall, because it has been an interesting 24 hours led by the blue chips, you know, the big ones that everyone knows. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Hey, you know what? I had my first friend ask me about Bitcoin Cash. Say, oh, it's gone up, it's doubled. It's got to be good, right? So that sort of talk is going around the newbie space, I've got to tell you. Anyway, Bitcoin at $8,053. Cracked the 8,000 psychological resistance and it appears to be somewhat acting as support at the moment. The total market cap has hit 238 billion. Good to see. And 24-hour volumes are starting to creep up after weekend trade. We're already up to 8 billion, so starting to get there. BTC dominance is fairly steady at 56.5%. Definitely down from those lows of sort of 62% that I think it hit before the non-existent fork. Hey Ian, how are you, man? But you know, it's still holding a fair bit of dominance, more than I expected at this stage. So well done to Bitcoin Core and the Bitcoin project. Obviously, they started it all. Hey, Grinka, it's good to see you in early, man. Here for the convo finally, not at the end of the chat. Good to see you, bro. Got that Ether you sent through as well. Big thanks to Grinkas for assuring that our team got in on the investment. The Grinkas basically said, I'll help you out, whatever you need. So good on you, Grinkas, legend. Agent Smith is going to ask the ICO guy what he thinks about Cheetah Coin. We're not going to be wasting valuable time of someone who's working on a project that we are investing in to ask about bloody Cheetah Coin, Agent Smith. Hey, Pab, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just going to say Pablo because it's Pablo JW, I think. I think it's not one word as such. So Pablo's a new member over at our Discord group. Great to have you in the chat, man. Good to see you. I think you came on board with our investment as well. I'm sure you did. So looking forward to pulling the trigger on that one for all of us this afternoon. As I said, spoken to the team over there. They're a great team. They've talked me through it. I'm ready to go. We just got to get Wilkie finishes work, and he'd come in and drop the last of the investment. We're set to go. I've still got my money sitting on exchange as well, so I've got to transfer that into that Ether account in case you're doing the figures and going, hang on, we're a little short. We've still got Wilkie's and my investment to come in, but other than that, we're all set, unless someone else does contact me and say I want to get in as well. Oh, you still need to send Ether as well. Just contact us, Agent Smith, like 4.5 hours, dude. Let's say 4.5, 5 hours. That'd be like the earliest I'll be doing it. So just let me know, man. Still on the fence. That's cool. That's cool. Let's have a look at the rest of the economy. Yeah, so Bitcoin, as I said, up over 8,000 and looks to be holding quite firm at the moment. Ethereum's had a really, really strong run up and hold. Now, fortunately, I traded a lot into Ethereum just before the run up to have enough aside for this investment that we're getting into. I fell a little short. I got about 1.5 of it, so I might have to buy half an Ether at an inflated price, but I'm pretty happy that I got most of it at sort of around the 330 mark, and now it's up to 354. And I got it before that. I've traded into other coins, so I've done quite well out of Ether. Like Spike Supperman. I don't understand the reference. Maybe I'm too old. Bitcoin Cash is down 5.27%. It did have a run up after dropping below 1,000 and got bought up below that price. So maybe 1,000 is going to act as psychological support on Bitcoin Cash. Me personally, I just think it's overvalued for its use cases at the moment, but everyone's got to make their own decision. Ripple continues to gain, actually up to 23 cents. And Litecoin is also the other one that has been really, really strong. I said for a while I like the growth patterns because people are a lot less likely to sell off when you've got really, really steady growth patterns where you've only made a little bit from yesterday and a little bit from yesterday because people get in the cycle of comparing it to yesterday. So 20% over 7 days is better than 20% over 1 day and steady because it won't happen. 20% over 1 day, the retracements will come. So I really like the growth patterns of Litecoin still. If you have a look at the charts, it's a nice growth pattern. Same with Ripple, actually, I've got to admit. Litecoin's gone a little bit steep recently, but up over that $70 mark. We've done well on that. I've actually traded some Litecoin. I traded some Litecoin into some Ethereum. I got some trades over on Cryptopia. You guys know I like to play the Litecoin trading over there. I set these ones a little higher because I knew I had to get extra Ethereum for this investment. But yeah, I got the trades. I'm still yet to do the calculations with the run up on Litecoin and see how close I was. I know I set it really like a lot finer than I usually do over there because I wasn't necessarily going for the jackpot. I wanted the Ethereum. But I definitely set it below market value at the time I calculated it, only slightly. But I'm checking the comparative run-ups to see if I got a good deal or not. So I'll still have to do the calculations on that. But I'm happy. I secured that Ethereum. And I don't have to go and loan it from Wilkie and pay it back at $700 or something ridiculous like that. So it's good. Yeah, so good gainers. Like they're three of the very solid, what I'd consider blue chips in this particular economy is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Also Ripple, I guess. So done really well. 4 out of the top 5 gaining in the last 24 hours. The one exception, Bitcoin Cash, which, as you know, I'm not into. I sold out at $600. Neo has retraced, can be expected after big run-ups. We know this. It went parabolic. We know it. Pretty much anytime I name the headline something, because it's had a huge run-up, you can pretty much assume that it's going to probably take retracements from those figures because people do like to take profit. Yes, so just did say Ripple. It's a decent project. I've always said that, man. I like to have my fun with Agent Smith, who I've now converted into a PIVX holder anyway. So, yeah. Hey, you know what I've been impressed with is Monero. Monero's an anonymous currency that has done very well after getting dropped by the Palm Beach group, and it just goes to show you that things can get pumped and dumped to a certain degree, but if it's good tech and it's a good quality project with good community, good developers, it's gonna outlive a pump and dump. And Monero is certainly a key example of that. up at $129, has retraced 2.44% in the last 24 hours, but it's doing very well. I'm sure they're a happy team over there at Monero. Hey, speaking of happy team, Lisk, wow, it's staying pretty strong. I thought it might stay around those $8 marks. You remember a couple of days ago we talked about where we would buy based on the Fibonacci sequence. Bit of Smithonomics thrown in there as well. That's basically just rough rookie-like technical analysis from myself and Agent Smith. And we said, look, you take back half what it's grown, you start buying again at $8. So anyone who used the Fibonacci sequence on that one would be quite well ahead at $9.61. It's done $3.58 in the last 24 hours. And I do expect a good future for Lisk. I'm not sure where it's going to go in the short term, whether that's people have already bought the rumors and now the facts will be coming out that the development package is coming out, blah, 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 rebranding. We'll see what happens in the immediate future. I can't really predict whether that's going to go up or down, but I think long term, still at $9.60, you're going to see it as good buying. Agent Smith says Monero has good use cases. He agreed with me. We're actually, yeah, I don't know whether you're referring to yourself or me with that economic genius statement, but I agree if you're referring to me. Pablo, any thoughts on loop ring? Loop ring. Did we look into that on the show, guys? I don't think we've looked into loop ring yet. Pablo, if we have looked into loop ring, brother, I haven't actually, I can't remember the show, so I'm not invested in it. You're welcome to, obviously, that's part of our discussion group, is you're welcome to pop that up in our Discord group on the crypto chat channel and just ask the group what they think of loop ring, man. It opens a discussion. Some people invest off it, some people don't. This is how we work. We're not a group that all invests on the same thing. We sometimes use the power of the group to make sure that we're getting the maximum for our individual investments. So it's a big difference. And we all make our own decisions after that point. We don't all hold each other's hands as we're trading. QTUM, guys, we were calling that way back. So that's done well as well. The Chinese projects have been strong recently. $14.46, up 3.36 in the last 24 hours. Agent Smith said, hi, Neo, because Hourglass has just dropped in. He says, hola, fam. It is like a little family we were going over at the Discord group. We get some, I don't know, like there's a lot of trust. I mean, I'm holding, well, this isn't giving away individual investments, although within the crew, we're sort of aware of each other's individual investments. I'm holding over 10 grand of Ether, guys. So yeah, we're pretty much like a family when you're going to put that sort of trust in me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to making that investment on all our behalfs. Yeah, good to see Hourglass, the Neo enthusiast, in the house. You got to expect those retracements, Hourglass, on Neo. We were just talking about that. It's nothing to be worried about. It just means it's a natural flow of the market when something runs up that big. EOS, wow, $1.96. Hourglass said, yeah, I'll buy it up. Talking about Neo, of course. Omosco's had a drop down below the $8 psychological point. Now, whether that's going to continue to flow down sort of to this next $7.50 mark is probably the next psychological support. I haven't actually looked at the charts, or whether it will now be seen as cheap because it's below $8. I'm not sure. Again, the short-term parts of any of these coins is quite difficult to anticipate at times. But I think long-term, Omosco will get back to its $10 highs and above that. I like anything that Tark's involved in. So at 782, I think it's fine for buying there. I don't think it's super, super cheap because we did see it really low not that long ago. And if, people start taking profits all around the economy, it can affect the old coins. Even if they've had a run down, they can go further down. So it's up to you again, but I think long-term you'll be fine at $7.82. Power Ledger's looking sexy, is it? I bought some of that, believe it or not, Hourglass. Hourglass, are you just shilling your own coins again? All right, we'll have a look. Because I'm on it as well. I only got a little bit though, guys. You know me, I'll only put $20 on something with rumors. Just, holy wow. One moment, please. Because I never set sells on I've never set sells on it. I usually don't when I've got 20 bucks worth. Yeah, nice. And for those of you wondering, a shameless self-plug, I picked up my Power Ledger using some of my commission, which I earned from the Binance referral program. Now, if you'd like to get involved in Binance trading, I have a referral link in this description. Please use that to get involved. In all seriousness, though, I do get paid and it doesn't cost you anything. I've said that before. But yeah, I bought some Power Ledger using some of my Binance. I think you can do, that's actually one of the advantages of Binance. Binance have opened up the BNB, the Binance coin, to Ledger trading. So that's had a real good run up. Stoked with that. Jace is laughing at me shilling my own link. Jace, what about you? All you do is sit there and shill Icon. That's all you do. And now I know what's coming next. I know what's coming next. I know what you'll be shilling within 24 hours because, oh, Jace, we're going to have the core team on the show too. I don't know if you caught that. A tagging no. Lisk is still looking good on the charts. Yeah, man. I just got a sort of mental picture up here of the charts because I haven't looked at it. Let's have a quick look. Hey, Floyd. Let's have a look and check out Lisk. I think it's good long-term buying even at this price, but you know, coins that have this sort of run up, people want to move into the next thing that can make them 30% overnight. That people get impatient in this economy. Look, Agent Smith is ready to dump 10x. He's probably ready to dump PIVX. He's held it for a day. If it doesn't make huge percentages, he's pretty much gone. Let me have a look. Yeah, short term looks terrible, but if you zoom out, that's a really, really nice looking chart. And I'll just show you what, I can't remember who brought it up about the chart, but I'll just show you what they're referring to. And it's these, you guys, I've said this before, but for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's these rising levels of support, which means Lisk is getting seen cheap at a higher price. Now the caps have come down a little bit, so it's going to come into a point, right? So just for a quick Fibonacci sequence, well, this is probably more Smithonomics, but just to show you how to do it, he'll put his hand up here or his finger like this, and you go, oh yeah, and then he'll put his finger up here and go, oh yeah, and it'll come to a point here and he go, oh yeah, and at that point it's, you know, it's going to take its upward trend and hopefully have a big kick up. So that's basically Smithonomics in a nutshell. Did I get that right, Agent Smith? 21 million club. Haven't seen you in ages. How you been, man? Good to see you. CJ Bacon, how do you feel about RDN? Well, I don't recognize the trading code off the top of my head. Let me look up which one it is, and we'll have a quick look. Oh, Raiden. Man, I've been hearing a lot about it. I haven't actually looked into it yet. This is Raiden Network token for those of you interested. I haven't actually had a look into it yet. It's had really, really good gains since one of my favorite YouTubers actually is a guy called Crypto Daily. He said, look, people aren't really talking about this yet, but they will be. And I almost did one of my $20 just because it's rumor buys, because I do like the guy. I think he's got solid info and he's entertaining, makes it interesting. Yeah, Raiden Network. I'm catching up with you now, CJ. So at the moment, it's sitting at $2.24 and it's had a 9.25% gain in the last 24 hours. The circulating supply is 50 million Raiden and the total supply will be 100 million Raiden. So again, we have to check out the rate that's going to be increased to. So how long between 50 and 100, how's that broken up? How much is going to developer bonuses, marketing, all that sort of stuff. You guys know how we assess these things now. I can't make a call on it at the moment, CJ, because I haven't had a look into it, bro. But I'm just on the basics here. We've got $111 million market cap, just tick under 112. The volume, 24-hour volume is one. I think it is solid. If you can get a 1% trade volume of your market cap, I think that's solid. And so I think Raiden's looking good. The chart's looking good. Yeah, as far as I can talk about it, I can only talk about really the figures that I'm seeing right in front of me, man. But you know, you go into CoinMarketCap, you look up RDN, you get on there, you can link to the website, you can see what Raiden's about. I'm not going to do that live for the show. I'd like to be prepared before I make a comment on it. But there's the basics for you on Raiden. So there you go. Oh, cool, man. No worries, CJ. Good to have you over on board on the Discord group, man. Oh, huge fan. That's going to make me blush. Thanks, man. Let the robots do everything and just collect the crypto. Hey, Xiao. Yeah, no worries, CJ. That's just, I mean, I can't give you much insight on it at the moment because I haven't done any research, but there'll be some guys over. Like, the thing is, our Discord group has quite a few members, so there will be some guys who are aware of it. You're welcome to just drop it in there and start the discussion. And that's how we get onto a lot of the good things we get onto, including this ICO that I think is going to do us well long term. You know how ICOs work; they can dip straight off the bat, but we're long-term hodlers, at least forced into it for 1 month because we do have a vesting period that we're getting in on the private sale. So. And that's fair enough. We're getting a solid bonus, and we're supporting the. At least for myself, I can't speak for everyone, but I am supporting the project long term, especially after the customer service I received there this morning. 21 Million Club says, in about 700 blocks, Bitcoin Diamond Fork is coming. Are you serious? 21 Million Club, Bitcoin Diamond, man, it's getting a bit silly. That's the thing though, 21 Million Club. I say it's getting a bit silly, but our own group is going to do a Bitcoin fork called Bitcoin Cheetah. It may or may not happen. It's a bit of a joke. Oh, Jay said to smash the like button, please. Yes, please. Sorry, I always forget to do the social media stuff that builds our following and all that sort of stuff that I forget. Yeah, exactly, Agent Smith. It's a smart. I've spoken about this before, man, that bonuses at ICO stage can be dangerous, and that's what can see, excessive bonuses can be dangerous, and that's what sees the price dip after launch because the whales dump their 50% bonuses. If those whales are locked into a vesting period, it allows the coin to settle into a range before the whales can start trading it. It's less susceptible to being dumped. And I think it's a smart strategy if you're going to entice larger investors and long-term hodlers like us with those sorts of bonuses. We're happy to hold on for 3 months. That's fine. If they said 3 months vesting period, I don't think anyone would have argued with that in our group. We like this project. We want to be in it long term. We realize that the gains we can get overnight might be exciting, but the gains we can get in 5 to 10 years are mind-boggling. That's what we believe. It's venture capital. It could go kaput. We could lose every ether that we put into this. This is the game we play. You guys all know that. And if you weren't aware of that and you've contributed ether, contact me. You're not comfortable, I'll send it back to you. You do need to know what you're investing in. It's venture capital stage. I think long term we're on a really solid project. First in market principle, right? First in market principle. It's important to be in there early. And I think this is a really relative use of blockchain. It's a real world problem that blockchain can solve more efficiently and more cost effectively and in a decentralized nature using blockchain. So yeah, I love the project. Jace, thanks very much for bringing it to the group, mate. Win, lose or draw, I don't care. Thank you for bringing it to my attention because it gets me excited. And for me, that's worth the investment I'm putting in because it gets me excited about what can be, what can blockchain, how can it affect our society? 21 Million Club's making Bitcoin brass. I actually don't know if he's joking or being serious because a lot of these guys have a lot of skills. Jay said Fish and I are one. Absolutely, bro. Ever since we went for a surf together. That's always the bonding thing. Agent Smith said you will also be able to buy in the regular ICO if you wish. And there is actually a 20% bonus on the first stage of that ICO, but you've also got to consider, Agent Smith, that it is possible for this to sell out at private sale. That's possible. So we need to make people aware of that as well. Hourglass says, article, Jamie Dimon. Oh, he's a good friend of ours. He's been on the show a couple of times. Love having old mate Damon on. Let me get back to that. Jamie Dimon calls Bitcoin a fraud. JP Morgan is busted for money laundering. Yeah, that's it. Hourglass like that one. Everyone said that. Yeah, 21 Million Club was joking about Bitcoin bronze. You need to interview Jamie and ask him about the laundering. Agent Smith, you got it, bro. You know you request that sort of thing, I'm all over it. Plus, I got some mad editing skills. I edited down that chat I had with Telstra because I'm going to actually send it to one of the ICOs that I'm interested in that are basically looking to take dickheads like Telstra out of the game. I'm going to say, use this for your marketing, free of charge. I don't want anything for it. Show the problem with the current system. So I've edited that up this morning. So yeah, man, I can do another interview with Jamie. We're pretty good mates now. So like, I know he's a dickhead, but we've become close after these interviews. You know, we have a bit of banter back and forth. So I'll get him on the show, man. We'll have a chat to him about this money laundering. Should be fun. 21 Million Club is now going for Bitcoin soda can. You've got nothing on Bitcoin Cheetah. Am I right, Agent Smith? Bitcoin Cheetah for life. I am only joking. If anyone ever sees Bitcoin Cheetah, please don't buy it. It's Agent Smith and I mucking around. Okay, let's have a look at the market. I just want to check a few things. I always like updating my accounts and see where it's trending in terms of US dollar value as well as BTC. Cheetah will be unstoppable. Yeah, I don't know, Agent Smith. I know you got a lot of Russian connections and all, but we'll see. I don't know, man. We've got some people with some mad skills in our group, though. I'm super impressed all the time when I get sent stuff. Like, people tell me what they do in the real world, and, you know, Grinker sent me a video of his mining rig the other day, which we'll release to all of you in due time, but it's impressive stuff. Putin will endorse us. I don't think so, Agent Smith, because I plan on having him. We were going to have an interview as well. So after we have that interview, he might not be a fan. I was going to do a review. I was going to do sort of like a joke review of Putin coin versus Trump coin. Just like literally do a review of two shit coins because it's Putin versus Trump. Zhao, don't you jump on board with this. Zhao just said Cheetah will be the fastest coin the world will see. How are we going to develop that technology? Has anyone actually got ideas for this, or are we just going to call it Cheetah coin? You guys, I told you if we're doing this, we're being publicly open that it's the shittest coin in the world, and it's a social experiment. All right, let's check the market and see what else we've got. Hey, we better have a look at PIVX because it has gotten quite cheap. And now we have Agent Smith and Grinkers in as investors on PIVX as well. So we need to have a look at PIVX, despite the fact that that is my #1 coin. We should definitely have a look at PIVX. Hang on, where have I put my coin market cap? Goodness gracious me, done well. Coin market cap, I'll just bring up a new one. Give us a bit of a refresh on the overall market cap anyway. We need some devs. Floyd, you'd buy both? Well, geez, I don't know, mate. Taking a little bit of a dip down, not much, just 300 million, 400 million. Ian Spice is big on PIVX. Cool, man. Back over 3, are we? Nice to see. Dropped down to 290. I saw that. You know, I don't mind long term. Yeah, 303. Back up. That's all right. 0.31% up in the last 24 hours. That's enough for Agent Smith. He'll be out now. No, I hope not. But yeah, Factum ran up again as well. So that was another one that we'd sort of been identifying. But yeah, PIVX has got some cool stuff coming out, guys. You have to be aware of the things we've got coming out towards the end. Hey, one of the new, I can't remember who it was, but one of the new members in our group is actually Korean. I was reading up the chat. Maybe we could get the Korean member of our group to just do a little bit of translation about what it's saying on Upbit about the KRW PIVX trade. I'd love to actually know what the translation of that is. I don't know if that's possible at all if you're watching, and I'm not sure who it was, so I'll have to check on Discord, but we'll ask. So PIVX have got that, PIVX KRW trade coming up. That's to me, that's gonna be big news. Availability is everything. We've got some new members coming onto the team. I'm not sure if it's public information yet, so I can't tell you about that. What I can tell you is we do have iOS wallet being developed, and target for that is by the end of the year. What else do we have? Goodness gracious, we've got a lot of stuff coming on, guys. So I think PIVX at $3 is good value. Piss off, Agent Smith. Agent Smith said, I still need to do Smithonomics on my PIVX to set my cells. Just set them at like 400,000 Satoshi, man. That'll be fine. Show some faith. Show some faith in fish. And probably the brilliant developers that actually do most of the work at PIVX. Hey, Binance Coin's gotten pretty cheap, actually, at $1.59. I honestly think the valuation, like if you look at valuations for online gambling platforms, they're much bigger. And I think crypto will attract online gamblers. I'm not saying that's a great thing. You know, people looking to make quick profit. I'd rather see them doing that than gambling on horses because I think they're going to win more often. So if it does attract people who are looking to do high volume, you know, move in, move out, make a quick trade here, quick trade there, make, you know, high volume, low percentage trades, Binance is going to make a lot of money. Their fees are very, very reasonable compared to other centralized trading platforms. And I just think $157 million as a platform valuation is quite low. The Binance coin does have value in that in a several ways. You can trade it. It's got, you know, pairings that you can do Binance to several different coins. One of them being Power Ledger, which we spoke about. I'm certainly glad I used that Binance coin to buy Power Ledger, and I've had a 30% run up on Power Ledger. Cha-ching! For $20. Cha-ching! $6 richer. Doing the happy dance. But the point is, you know, I got myself into Power Ledger, happy about that. I think Binance long term, look, it's going to be interesting because there's going to be a battle in 2018. What some people might perceive as a battle between centralized and decentralized exchanges. I can see that coming. But what is a battle between forks done for our economy? Like, competition's not always a bad thing. This is why Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, or Burger King for the US viewers, that's why they all set up in a hub, because it creates business. Business creates business. Spygo 2000, thanks Fish for all the investments, for all the investment group. Oh, and all the investment group for all the info to a super noob. That's what we specialize in, man. That's what we specialize in. Welcome, and glad to have you on board. Yeah, we try and look after the noobs because it's a volatile space. You got people like Wilkie flogging things like Ether Connect, which you don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. No, I'm joking to the people at Ether Connect. It's not my favorite investment. But we did put that in the high risk category. We try and separate it out. If you've got any questions, our rule is that Wilkie tends to not take this rule into account, but you're not supposed to attack anyone personally. And you never criticize anyone for asking a question, because the only stupid thing is not to ask if you don't know. Hey, Tree Crowell, if you'd like to help fund my rap career. Yeah, man, I'm a bit of a rapper myself. I don't really have any spare investment capital. I've just put it all into this other thing, but good luck with that rap career. And if you ever want to do a collaboration, hit up MC Fish, because I am straight out of D-Bar. Yeah, for sure. Spygo, come into the Discord group, man. We've got a link in the description. Just join up. It's super helpful. Oh, don't worry about adding more, man. Even if you're in there just checking out the chat, that's cool. We don't mind that. That's what I do a lot of the time. I just sit back and watch the crew research. You know, I add bits and pieces where I can. I drop some PIVX information that's okay for me to drop when I can. And, you know, I contact a few devs here and there. Like we've got these people coming on from this ICO we're in. So they're going to come on and chat to us, which is really, really good of them to give us I've got 600 subscribers, which I'm very grateful for, but I'm not a giant. I'm well aware of that. So for these people to give up their time to us, I think is brilliant. Agent Smith says MC Fish, yeah. East Coast, Gold Coast, GC represent, straight out of D-Bar. That's it, 21 million club. 21 million club said, without questions, nobody learns. That's like, I was speaking to a friend last night about people losing their inquisitive nature from like about the age of 4. We have this really inquisitive nature. We're born with it, and it's kind of taught out of us because you're taught not to question the system and authorities, right? So I think an inquisitive nature should be encouraged, and that's why I like the questions being asked. Even about PIVX, even people going, well, what about this? And Jay's had a bit of a joke this morning about the constant PIVX upgrades that we've had. Well, you know, I can't say it hasn't happened, but it's been, at least we can laugh. We've got a working wallet now. We're doing well. And I said to Jace, thanks for sticking with us, man. You know, long-term investor, it's good to see. Just checking out what CJ had to say. Don't tell me I choose to live in New South Wales. They choose to put the border in the wrong space. Do you believe in Ripple in the AMEX partnership? I haven't read enough to formulate opinion on it. CJ Bacon, I don't have any Ripple. Do you know what I didn't realize? I had actually sold out of that $20 Ripple a long time ago. I just forgot about it. Yes, I am funding my own rap career, Hourglass. Very successful too. I've got a massive fan in A-Dog. Oh, shivers. I forgot to contact A-Dog. I better get in contact with him. Yeah, and as I repeat, I'm going to repeat this, see, because this is important. I did not choose to live in New South Wales. I chose to take advantage of ridiculously cheap housing prices in Tweed Heads 5 years ago, given that I am closer to Griffith Street and Coolangatta than most people who actually live in Coolangatta, and closer to D-Bar and Kira and Snapper. I saw it as bloody good location, and the fact that it was 100 metres this side of the border as a brilliant buy. Now, I have since petitioned both state governments and federal governments to move that border to make me a Queenslander again by where I live, but they said no. And, you know, I thought about it, but I lived in Sri Lanka. I wasn't any less of a Queenslander. When I was living in Manchester, was I any less of a Queenslander? No. So I'm still a Queenslander, mate. Xiao, we've spoken about this before. That's a really interesting point that Xiao brings up, and I just want to also give my opinion on that. And Agent Smith said Ripple won't be used with AMEX, but I just want to get on to Xiao's opinion. Xiao said, if banks create their own blockchain, Ripple is obsolete. I disagree. I think it loses a lot of its potential value because obviously if it's servicing massive banks like the one that it was rumored to be linked with in Japan, Westpac, NAB in Australia, these big banks that had been rumored to sign up to be using Ripple. If they lose them, yes, they lose a massive part of their value, but they still have huge potential in servicing credit unions and smaller financial institutions with their product, because I don't believe that the smaller credit unions and financial institutions will take on the expense of creating their own blockchain when they can use a service like Ripple. Agent Smith said, oh, sorry, just to clarify, Agent Smith said Ripple won't be used with AMEX. It's a partnership with Ripple. Agent Smith says Ripple is tried and true, just watch. And he's not even invested in it anymore. So, you know, both him and I do say it's a good project. Jia said, good point. Thanks, dude. And you also make a good point, man. It's both things you've got to consider. Is that the big banks, I think you're right, 100% right, bro. I think them creating their own blockchain to use blockchain technology is inevitable. The big ones, but I think the smaller players are going to need someone to help them keep up with the big banks. So, yeah, I think we're both right. Wow. 21 Million Club said, if anyone is anyone going to claim all these ridiculous Bitcoin forks, please never put your Bitcoin seed on any website. I have a friend who lost over 10 BTC. Sting, ouch. I hate hearing stories like that, man. Those sort of stories do not help our economy at all. They need to be told, but this is why our economy is still a little way off mass adoption yet, because we do have to do wallet updates and we do have to, you know, have some technical skills I've had to acquire to even be able to participate fully in the crypto economy. And until we tick that off, we're not going to get mass adoption. So we're all working on that. I'm not saying we're not, but this is why we haven't mooned to the trillions of dollars that everyone watching this now probably, wants it to. Yeah, everyone's agreeing that, I'm just summing up, but Ripple's, everyone's agreeing that it's a solid project. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it'll lose some value with the big guys going out alone. I have no. Diamond's doing his own blockchain, so he's got huge. Whether he is a friend of the show. As I said, he's a dickhead, but he's got a lot of power and a lot of influence in the banking sector. So I'd say a lot of people will go that way. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. I think it's Joe STL314. Hey Joe, I'm just going to say Joe. New to the channel. What coins do you hold and why? Man, I hold PIVX because I work there and because I think it's a brilliant coin. I think the consensus model at PIVX is unlike any other. Like the governance model is unlike any other governance model in the economy. It actually gives power to the community rather than a select few holding major shares. Number one, hold PIVX, man. I worked there, in full disclosure, since you are new to the channel. I'm also sponsored for the I bodyboard. So I'm a surfer, bodyboarder, and I'm sponsored by PIVX for my bodyboarding. So number one, PIVX, always. I'll just run through my Bittrex account for you, man. That's probably the easiest way because that's where I hold a lot of my coins. A lot of these coins are going to be on wallets and that. Look, I think Ethereum is a great long-term hold. Bitcoin, Litecoin, obviously. I think those three are at least in the medium term here to stay, and I think you'll do well investing on all three of those long-term. Lisk is actually my top hold on Bittrex at the moment, but that's a lot to do with the run-up recently. I got into that at $2 a share, so I'm always going to be fond of it, but I think it's a great D-App platform in that it gives wider accessibility to the crypto economy by using JavaScript instead of like Solidity on Ethereum. So that's my reasoning for Lisk, is that even without being a programmer myself, I'm an idiot with that stuff, I can see the value in ease of use, and JavaScript allows easy use. The next big D-App might come out from some kid who just knows how to use JavaScript, right? So I think that Lisk provides that potential, and for that reason, it was always exciting to me. Do I think it's overbought at the moment? Hey, let's see what happens when the development stuff comes out in December, and see how many people start actually developing these coins. And by the way, that's a rumor for December, or that was a target. It's not actually set in stone. But let's see what people start developing on the Lisk platform. Oh, you're welcome, man. I'm happy to give my thoughts. I'll go through a few more. Hourglass, don't listen to the Joe. Don't listen to the other guys in the chat. They're all just shilling their own coins. I suppose that's what I'm doing as well. But Jace is shilling my channel now, saying hit the like and subscribe and all that. Let's just stick on coins, Jace. So Lisk was my number one, man. After that run up, I still like it long term. I think it's going to get bigger than it is now, especially if those big mind-blowing ideas start coming out on a Lisk platform, which is certainly possible, man. We have no idea. Lisk, Neo, Ethereum, Rise, who knows what it's going to come out on. So to me, whenever something massive comes out, it adds value to the platform itself. I truly believe that. Vertcoin is actually my second biggest hold on Bittrex at the moment, simply because, again, it's had a big run up. Now, we got that again as an investment group. We were down at, the lowest we called it at was 60 cents. Myself, I got it at 80 cents and around, like 80 cents and $1 was where I was stocking up. So I'm really stoked with the performance of Vertcoin. Strong community behind it. Ease of use, again. One-touch mining. Good community. You get a common theme here. These are things that I look for in an investment. And chatter's good, man. And you hear chatter around Lisk and Vertcoin, right? The more chatter you hear, the more likely people are going to be to invest in it. So Vertcoin, yeah, I think it's a good project. I still like the project. I call it the people's proof of work coin. So even as a PIVX, I work at PIVX, dude, but I'm not all about PIVX. I'm all about crypto, right? As a better alternative to fiat, and it's amazing blockchain, blockchain technology being an amazing way of the future. You got a white ball? Cool, Joe. Soon, man. Welcome to join our Discord group. We can have a look into it and do a review of white ball. We haven't done that on the show before, so that's something we can certainly do. No problems, man. I haven't reviewed it myself, so I'll save my comments on that one. All right, Hourglass, Neo. Yeah, I think Neo's a good project. I've said this, Hourglass, but I also said when it ran up to 48 again, I said I think it's overbought. Why? We need to see more coins released on it. We need to see it proven as a D-app platform. We need to see the network proven with some other coins operating on top of it. Now, Red Pulse has come out on it. There is another ICO that I'm looking to get into that is actually Neo-based. And it looks like a really good project for me. And I'll start dropping the links for that one over on our Discord group soon. We've got another week to put together whatever we want to invest on that one. For the best ICO phase. I think it's a good one, guys. And I'll drop that all over on you soon. Again, another one bought by Joe, which is the same guy who bought us Icon. Now, I don't think there's anyone in the group who doubts that we're going to do very well on Icon when it hits market, especially given where the futures are trading. So yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more done on Neo, but long term, even if you've bought it $50, I think you're going to be fine. I don't know about $300 by the end of 2018, which is what Hourglass was suggesting yesterday. But I think you'll be fine at $50. I think you'll gain on that long term. Wilkie's into Neo, solid project, Chinese based. We all know that. Had a rebranding back in the day from Ant Shares when Fishy had it. Went to Neo, went to $10 where Fishy dumped it. And Fishy now holds 0.3 of a Neo in his bag. And learned his lesson big time, which is why I haven't dumped List Convert Coin, because I don't see it as sensible now. And I see how early I've gotten into this economy and that the potential for gains is not like anything I've ever seen before in the trading that I'm used to. So given this opportunity, I don't want to sell out as much as I usually would. And I've learned that lesson through my mistakes with Neo itself, which is perhaps why I keep calling it overbought, because I want it to drop back to $10 somehow to where I can buy it again. Agent Smith wants to know more about Byteball. Cool, man. Well, we can do that. We can do that over at the Discord group, and then we can do a show on it. You know what? I got all my bodyboarding comps are wrapped up now. I got presentation on Saturday for Gold Coast, third title in a row. Self-plug. I'm going horrible with that shit today. But yeah, after that, I'm pretty much done with my bodyboarding commitments for the rest of the year until Pro Tour next year. Tyler Newton. What do you said, man? Tyler. As an Aussie, why not Power Ledger? Hey, I got Power Ledger, Tyler. Just talked about that. I haven't looked thoroughly into it, bro. That's why I can't pull the trigger hard, but I got my little bit just to be patriotic. I'm allowed to do that. Like I used to be a gambler, so I'd throw $20 down a slot machine or $50 on a horse. So I figured doing that occasionally on the crypto economy, especially when I've made good money, is fine. Having a little dabble here and there. Power Ledger had a lot of strong support from our group, and our group picks good coins, quite frankly. So based on that support from within our group, I was happy to go on it. Hey, you guys know Wilkie got into Power Ledger at ICO, right? He's 3x'd on that, or 4x'd or something like that. Grinka's not sure when the Icon tokens issue, bro. The KYC process has finished. I'll try and keep a track of that, but I'm bag holding mine, Grinkas, because I only got in for a small amount on ICO, much less than I would have liked. Jace says it's going to hit in 2 to 3 weeks, hit our accounts, and I think it'll be traded pretty quickly after that. So it's good to see. I mean, I checked the balance comes up. If you go onto Etherscan, if you went through my Ether wallet, you can check the balance of the tokens. There's like a token balance in it. It's funny. We've done so well on that, guys. Great pickup by the crew. I was so proud of us because we all got in and helped each other on that Discord chat as well. Did a live chat and went, oh, what are we doing? All newbies. We identified an absolute gem, and then led by some guys who really knew what they were doing, like Xiao. And Joe, the guy who bought it to us, was even having to consult with Xiao to make sure he was doing the right thing and getting in. But Joe identified a brilliant one. Zhao then helped everyone get through it. I tried to do my part by talking, going, I don't really know what I'm doing, but this is what I'm doing. We all got into that one together, and it looks like we're all going to, me and Jace lives around the corner. Wilkie lives not far. We're going to have a little icon party on the launch. So I was thinking, Jace, we should do an icon party where you come as your favorite icon. And I call Satoshi. I'm coming as Satoshi. Yes. Do a fancy dress icon party for launch. If you can, be fun. We'll get Wilkie dressed up as something ridiculous. Be hilarious. We'll live stream it. Hourglass said it's like black and white with NEO holders and non-NEO holders. You know what I call that, man? I call that tall poppy syndrome in terms of the people who didn't get in at $2 and $1 and all that sort of, it's had a monstrous run up in the last 6 months. So it's jealousy. I've always said that even though I dumped at $10, it was a good long-term project. I just got in a cycle of old school investing where that sort of gains is not sustainable ever in companies that I've invested in the previous to blockchain or I've never been on the forefront of emerging technology, right? So that's why these sort of growth patterns can be sustained, because we're talking about a technology that's preparing for mass adoption. And if you look at the rates of mass adoption with different technologies throughout the history of time, you're talking about quite a long period for like the telephone, or electricity and the light bulbs, and then the telephone and all the rest of it. And then it moved to television, which was quicker again, and then the internet, which was obviously quicker again to reach the masses. Telephones, mobile phones were in there as well. But the point is that we're now hitting a stage where we've actually got all those platforms: radio, TV, telephone, social media, internet, to actually spread the word about the next big thing. And I think most of us believe that the next big thing is blockchain technology. So for me, the rates of adoption being this quick did scare me when I first got into the market, and it caused me to sell out at 20% gains more regularly than I should have, for sure. Hourglass likes Power Ledger to hit $2 to $3. Well, us Aussies are a smart bunch, mate. Just listen to the way we speak. Seb Fox said, Byteball is similar to IOTA in terms of its underlying tech. Uses the DAG Tangle. The name is not so catchy, though. I don't know, Byteball. Time to practice your Aussie accent, you reckon, Jace? I don't know, man. The Canadian accent's going to serve you better in Australia with the ladies, but you're married, so that's not going to help you at all. Sometimes I put it on a Canadian accent when I'm in a dry spell. Helps out a lot. I'm only joking. The funny thing is, though, that's a funny thing, right? The grass is always greener on the other side. Like, you come to Coolangatta, where I live, Coolangatta, Tweed Heads, surfers are a dime a dozen. Everyone's a surfer. Everyone's got, sunburned or tan skin and the rest of it. And so it's nothing special. You go overseas and you're like a bloody, I don't know, celebrity. I actually had people come up to me in Montreal go, excuse me, are you from Australia? And I was like, yeah. And they're, oh, you're exactly what we thought an Australian guy would be like. I was like, what does that even mean? I had really blonde hair at the time because I was flat out in the surf. So 21 Million Club said he's a web surfer. I never got into web surfing and computer games and everything, man. I'm only just learning more about tech now because I've got a reason to. This technology really has, in my opinion, the ability to change things, be a real game changer for positive. That's what I like about it. I think it's something that our world needs at the moment. Technology, innovation is usually bred out of necessity. And I think our world needs something like this because it's spiraling in a bad direction, from my personal opinion. So, perhaps the decentralized movement can get us back on track. Who knows? It's pie in the sky, dreamy stuff, but I like to get behind it. Anyway, guys, we've been over an hour today, or have we? No, we haven't. Well, we've been pretty close. I'm going to check out anyway. Unless there's any that people want to check, I'll just say that to cap out those coins that I am holding at the moment that are probably my primary holds is obviously PIVX, Lisk, Vertcoin, Komodo, I think with the Monet's ICO coming up, and Komodo being a great project anyway, I think Komodo's due for some good times, and long term, I think it's a real winner. Pay token for 10x. They've confirmed that residual income will be paid to 10x pay token holders. They're just trying to figure out some of the intricacies around not having it listed as a security while still being able to pay. They just haven't announced exactly how they've achieved that. But for me, 10x with this run down towards $1.50 got way, way, way too cheap. Anywhere under $2 is still fine, I think. I'm like Steve Irwin of crypto. This is an ICO, the most dangerous ICO. I'm going to poke it with a stick. I was on the news channel show once interviewing. Well, I was asked to come in for a discussion with Raf from NLC2 Coin, the CEO there, the founder, and I went in for a 2.5 hour discussion. They called me Crypto Dundee, and I said, "Oh, that's not a coin. This is a coin." So yeah, I'll go with Crypto Dundee. Seb Fox thinks that Byteball's a good project. He just doesn't hear many people talking about it. It does have smart contracts as well. Yeah, I'll message you if I go for a surf, Jay. So let me just round out this selection of coins that I've got at the moment because I was asked for it. Guys, I'm not shilling here. Make your own decisions. Do your research. Pay, as I said, I like Julian Hosp as well. I think he's a go-getter. So I've gotten behind him and the team there at Pay. ARC, bridging technology, is the fundamental difference that I see with ARC and the fundamental value that it brings to the crypto economy. I think it's smart. I like it. It's had a good run up recently. Most of these projects have from their bottoms where I was actually buying them. Ethereum's a hold at the moment. Obviously, I'm always holding Ethereum anyway, but I've accumulated a bit more to get into this ICO. Hey, here's a couple of low market cap coins because I know you guys like to have a look at low market cap coins. Exclusive coin, I really see more of a trading coin. I'm not sort of trying to bag hold it, but it does get pumped regularly to $2 and over, and you can buy it on the dips at $1. So I traded a bit. It's low market cap. It is a proof of stake coin masternode. You need 5,000 coins to run the masternode. It's reasonable inflation rates. Everything's fine with the tech. It's just not a big coin at the moment. Trust coin is another one that I do actually have reasonable hopes for. Trust coin is basically peer-to-peer lending, as I see as its main value proposition. It was listed as a Vitalik advised project, but he came out and said, no, I'm not. I'm not advising it. So they might have got some of their inspiration off of Vitalik, but probably take it with a grain of salt that he's listed as an advisor. Having said that, I do like the team anyway. So yeah, Trust coin's a low market cap coin that I bought below 25 cents. Where are we at the moment? Let's check the US dollar figure because it's a bit hard to tell with the run up on Bitcoin at the moment, where everything's gone to. But I think it's going to be around that mark. Oh, it's up to, well, 27's where it's high, 26 was last. So I'm fairly happy with that. I think long term I could be on a winner there. That, you know, it's venture capital. Icon will be coming out soon. I'm going to be holding that. Got a few ICOs that we got into that were really, really interesting. Another low market cap coin, if you are interested in DApp projects, you feel like you've missed the boat on Lisk, you've missed the boat on Neo, you've missed the boat on Ethereum, you've missed the boat on, goodness, everything else that's out there. Look, there are a lot of options, which dilutes its value a little bit, but my understanding is that there's even more programming features available on Rise than on Lisk. It is a fork of Lisk, and given that Lisk has had such a good run up, I think people will find Rise eventually, and I think it will go higher than what it is now. And I think there will be people who choose to develop on the Rise platform for one reason or another, which adds value to the Rise platform. So there you go. That's sort of, I guess, an overview of some of the stuff I'm holding. There's plenty more. I'd hold 50, 60 cryptos. District 0x, that's one that I think is pretty good long value. Substratum we got into early. Really happy with the way that's gone. Please make your own decisions, but I think long term, decentralized web hosting could be a $1 billion project easily. If they get it right, it's venture capital. I always say that. OMG, I'm not super bullish on OMG and Sol, but I've got some. Yeah, so that's kind of I guess the long-term bag. I picked up some Dubai coin. That's another one. Verge. Etherceptor loved me hearing that. He's doing some work over on Verge stuff, but Verge is a good project, I think, to buy coin. There's another DApp coin, which is going to be the first Arabic, allowing Arabic programming, which I think is important. So yeah, there's plenty of good coins out there, man. Do your research, decide what you think the economy needs, what does the world need, and what should I really be putting my capital behind, and almost think of as it, you know what, if it fails, I'm happy that I put my money behind it and I gave it a go anyway, because I like that idea. It was a good idea. That's what you want to be saying at the end of the day if it fails. And if you have that mentality about the project you've invested in, it's very hard to get into a mode of panic selling. And you almost do what I call FOSO, fear of selling out. It goes up and you go, yeah, I expected that. It's going to go further. And you sort of maybe don't take a little bit of profit off the table when you should. That's what I call FOSO. Agent Smith, don't go and just dump. Like Agent Smith goes, holy shit, pay's in the green. And he'll be tempted to go and dump it now because he needs 10% in 10 minutes, so he's not happy. Anyway, guys, I'm going to check out. Been a really cool crypto discussion today. I'm looking forward to pulling the trigger for us on that ICO this afternoon. I'm looking forward even more to having the core team from that project joining us here on the show. Please pop over to Discord, drop your questions on me for that. Just drop it in the ICO channel where we're actually doing the ICO, because we've pretty much wrapped that up now anyway. We'll just make that the name of the crypto channel now. Just drop them there, because I will have, even if we don't want to prep the team, so we've got to, we've got them on the spot. That's cool. I like that idea that Xiao brought forward. I still need to be prepped. So I need to have the questions ready to ask us. So please help me out with that one. I think we can get a really good quality show together if we all can contribute. Thanks, Grinkers. Good to see you, 21 Million Club. All the regulars, thanks for dropping in. Welcome to the newbies, and I hope to see you all over on Discord. And we'll catch up tomorrow for another live discussion. I'll see you then. Peace out. Soon. No, that's not Google Hangouts. Oh, this is bad. All right, I'm finishing up. All right, see you guys. Peace.